The night before state is the last performance before they perform in front of the judges and are told corrections and legalities for their routine.
Friday we had practice before, so we were still kind of like all warmed up. We did it like kind of what we do on Saturday, like a preview before state. We just like go to the gym, warm up like we normally would, and then we went down to the convention center, and they were running late because they had no mats at all. So all the NCAA staff people had to come to our gym to get all of our mats from Lakeside. And we're like, okay, this is cool. We kind of can't practice anymore.
The next morning, the cheerleaders wake up early and meet at the gym to warm up before going to the competition. This year, the cheerleaders are walking into state with intentions of redeeming the legacy.
First off, my morning started with me waking up at 7 o'clock because I was so nervous. Like, I woke up and I was just sweating because I was like anticipating everything that was gonna happen. And then all of a sudden, like, Michaela Landry was talking to me, and she was like, just telling me about how it's all gonna be okay. And then I just got so like overjoyed and excited. And like, I didn't have those nerves anymore. I just knew that like I had so much faith in my team, and like I knew that no matter what happened that day, that we were all gonna love each other and be there for each other. And so I really didn't have anything to worry about. Like, it was kind of all up to God's plan at that point. And so that just relieved a ton of stress. And so we got ready, got our makeup done, got our hair done, and we went to the gym for our warm up.
Saturday morning when we met at Lakeside, we were feeling pretty good. I think everybody's nerves were less since we did so well on Friday. But rarely do things run smoothly. And as they're stretching, I told everybody I need your signs, because I always Windex them the morning of, so that they're shiny.
My cute friend Emma Schuler decided that it would be a good idea to accidentally lock her signs for the cheer and her uniform in her car and her keys in there. So Coach Morton got the brute strength of the Morton boys to pop out her window. Oh well!
Coach Morton walked into the room and was like, well, we tried to break into it, but the window popped, and brute strength of the Morton boys. Oh well, pay for it later.
Oh well, that's what we were gonna have to do anyway. We needed that K.
And that's what I love about like Coach Morton too, is she wasn't gonna let that like deteriorate our day. Like, she wasn't gonna let that be something that stresses us out, because that's something so minor, like someone's window that can be replaced, but our state title can't.
7 gold and 6 blue.
3 blue and 6 gold.
How many blue do we have?
6. So we have all of our blue.
Use your legs. When you get tired, the technique will kick in. That's all you can do.
So then we loaded up on the bus, and we were all really hyped. We were listening to music and jamming out, and we were all just so excited and just thrilled to like go and perform this routine that we'd like given our all to.
Are you nervous?
I'm freaking out. Oh my gosh. We're excited. Yeah.
Well, it's like there's state competition, so.
No, at all.
I get quiet.
Yes, we are ready.
I'm ready.
Not really. Not yet.
Haley doesn't get nervous because she doesn't do anything.
Actually, that is not true. Catherine just gets nervous, and I'm not going to expose her in front of everyone.
We just have to hit everything and we'll be fine.
I'm gonna do awesome. Our team's gonna do awesome.
So we're going to start out and we're gonna warm up.
Everyone that we compete against is warming up in the same room as us, so we get to like watch them. And it's kind of intimidating if they do really good, and if they do really bad, we're like, oh, okay, good, so they're gonna do bad.
Me and Kaylee and Abby are the alternates, and we were like hanging out back there with them. And then Abby's like the main one. She's the one that like runs all the music and everything. And me and Kaylee had to leave again this year because we left last year because like the judges or whatever, they're like, you can't have any alternates back there. You can only have one. So like, okay, whatever. Abby's a senior. Abby can go. So me and Kaylee left, and like I started crying because I was like, this is last year all over again. This is awful. I hate this. I don't want to leave. Like, I'm literally leaving all my best friends before like a huge moment. Like, they're about to perform at state and I have to leave them. And I started crying, and like I go back up there, and my mom's like, well, how's everything going? And I was like, I got to see nothing. I literally saw all the other teams but my team.
7, 8. 1, 3. Good time. 7, 8.
And you're okay.
Yes.
And you can do that.
Yes.
switch ups, did what it's been doing all year on the warm-up mat. But our idea kind of is when you have a perfect warm-up, you usually don't have a perfect performance.
And so we went out there. I'm gonna cry. We went out there, we got set in 2-man, and we were all just encouraging each other and yelling for each other, and we were just so excited.
Come on, y'all, no stress. On Shannon. Hit it just like every other day.
Don't want to do anything wrong.
This is why I do it. But before state, I always say, why am I doing this?
I've never been more proud of y'all in my life, and we just won the state championship.
Every year, when y'all all celebrate in the... I told you. Hey, you just won your 18th state championship.
It looked amazing. They all hit, and I started crying because I was proud. It looked great.
Oh my God, that was the best performance we've ever done. Everything was so much. I love you so much.
We hit our 2-man perfect, like better than we'd done all year. And I was kind of watching everyone while we were doing it. And I knew that everyone else, like no one came down early, and that was one of our goals for state, is for no one to come down early on their 2-man, and no one did. And so I knew after that the routine was going to be awesome. And so we did standing, best standing tucks I've ever done. And then we went through running. We got to stunts, and by this time my body was like in overdrive. Like I don't even remember half of the stuff that happened because it was such muscle memory that I didn't even have to think. And like just the feeling of being at state and how like incredible that experience was. Like I didn't have to make my body do this or make sure to squeeze. Like it was just all so natural because of the way that Coach Morton has like progressively conditioned us to be like that.
Pretty much all I was thinking about whenever I got on the mat was, this is my last time to do this. I'm done after this. So whenever I walked on the mat, I almost started crying. I was like, I can't do this yet because I still have a whole routine to do. So I set down my signs, and then I don't remember running the routine. It was honestly like such a blur.
Brooke's switch up was really scary because like the day before it was like the day before like Brooke like would not hit a switch up and she was crying. She was like, I can't do a switch up for like states tomorrow. You have to do the switch up.
Right before our switch up, because everyone was kind of worried about our switch up because we, like they said, we kind of weren't hitting it a couple days. I just we were loaded in the switch up and I said, please God, before we went because I was so nervous.
Once she like hit the switch up, I was like, it was just like calm, just like hit me. I was like, okay, they're fine. They can hit the pyramid. Everything's good.
And we hit it and it was so good. And I knew after that we had the whole routine. So my body just went into overdrive and we just pulled out the whole rest of the routine so good. We were all so intense in the cheer and just so happy, and you could see everyone's faces. They were so into it, and it was the best feeling.
I was impressed, and I'm pretty hard to impress. I felt it looked really good. I was really pleased with it.
Like when state came down to it and they all performed, it was like one of those things. It was so much better than last year, and we all thought last year was incredible, but this year was so much better. And everyone had more of a drive to win state. This year we had no drive last year because we were like, oh, it's just gonna be handed to us like it is every year. And this year it was just insane. And the crowd this year was a lot louder and a lot more energetic. Everyone was on our side. And me and Kaylee, in the video of the state, you can see me and Kaylee in the corner. We were jumping up and down anytime they would hit. And oh my God, it was incredible. It gave me chills, and I wasn't even out there performing.
And it was just beautiful. It was such a good routine. And when we hit the end structure and we came down, we were all so overjoyed, but we couldn't hug each other, because they consider that they can deduct points for that. So we all were very careful to we were very careful to not be over the top. But then once we got back, we got all of our signs and stuff, and we went back behind the curtain and we freaked out because we knew that was the best routine we've ever done. And that was seriously the best feeling in the world. I can't even describe how incredible that was. Everyone was just around each other, hugging each other. At that moment, I just felt us all get so much closer, and we just had a bond that you can't have with other people, because we'd seriously killed ourselves this year, coming to practice daily for hours, and us all just being so encouraging and so loving was just the best thing for us at that moment. And everyone was hyperventilating because we just ran a routine and we were so tired and we were out of breath, but we couldn't stop crying, and everyone had tears running down their face because we just knew that that was it. That was our moment, and that was our time, for us to just show everyone and prove to everyone how hard we'd been working to just for ourselves, because we give so much of ourselves. Each person in the team, no matter what their position, no matter what they do, they give their all to our team. And especially for Coach Morton, because she was not in good health this year, and just seeing her face and just knowing that all of her hard work had paid off as well, and just us being able to sort of live that for her was just awesome. And she's just such a great woman, and there's no way Lakeside cheer could be what it is without her.
Also the fact that I had the surgery in May, and I was out the whole month of May, and at least part of June was kind of hard because they really can't do it without me there. And so that's why, I've really pushed myself this year because that's what I expect of them. And, I thought, gosh, I hope this is not going to be for nothing.
The most difficult time during a competition, tensions build as the cheerleaders wait for the awards ceremony.
It's just enough to be wild for the evening.
this feeling drifts down my body inside. This is the real thing, and I'm overcome. I know this feeling drifts down my body inside.
One of my sons was at the ball game Friday night, and I introduced him to some of the cheerleaders standing there, and he said, "Would y'all please win tomorrow so we can have a good Christmas?" Because last year, my mom spent the entire Christmas break making her case for, what happened to y'all, and I did. I mean, but a good coach fights for their team. I've said this before, it would still have been hard for me if we hadn't won last year, but if it was because we had not hit our routine. If it had been our fault, and then I would have said, gosh, we let nerves get to us, it's terrible. But the way that it happened was just, it was really hard to take. And so I dwelt on that for a while, and then when we came back in January, I just told him, I said, okay, it starts now. We start now working for state next year, because none of us wants that to happen again.
All year, all we got to hear about was how we lost last year and how if we did, we only lost by 4 points, and she was always talking about, like, if we did this, we could have earned that point. If we did this, we could have earned that and gotten that much better. So this whole year, it's been nitpicky. Like, every little thing has to be perfect. And it's just, like, the stress of, like, we could lose again. We could get cheated again. We don't want that to happen this year. And so making sure every little thing is perfect was really difficult this year.
Like, the sophomores, our senior and junior class were like, we lost state, we want to win so bad. So we honestly pushed the sophomore class and junior and senior class to our limit. Last year, we pushed ourselves, but we could have pushed that extra mile, but we didn't. But this year we definitely pushed that extra mile, and it paid off.
I was happier for, obviously I've been there many times, but for these girls, especially my juniors, who deserved, and the seniors who were juniors last year that deserved to win last year, I kept thinking, I don't know if I can convince them that if we just work hard and we outwork people, we can do it. We will win. And I always hope that that's the end result, because that's one of the lessons I try to teach. Anything worth having is going to require hard work. People say be confident but not cocky. I don't think you can ever be too confident. And I wanted them to know, look, this is what we're going for. This is what you're going to get tomorrow. I never have any iffy thoughts leading up to state that week. It's, we're going to win. This is what we've got to do. If you do this, we're going to win. And let me say something about two of the rings that are very special to us. One of them, we all put MCC on it for Katie Cooper when we won state the year after she died in the plane crash. So we have that on that ring. It's the 2010 ring. And then the 2012 ring. No, it's beyond that. It was 2015. The 2015 ring, we have EW for Emerald. She died that year. And we also got a white stone with blue stones all the way around it, except the top stone is green, Emerald for Emerald Wilkie. So those are two really special rings for me. And, the girls are really good about that. Our pump up that year at the end was do it for Emerald. And so, when you're with these girls as much as they're with each other, there's a bond. But I wear those 2 rings probably more than the others, just for the sentimental value.
I'm so excited.
I really did not think that I would be here in this spot, especially because when I started cheer, like I didn't live in Arkansas, and so like winning state was not really a thing that people talked about in Missouri, like where I used to live. I know that's weird, but like in Arkansas, when you go to Lakeside, like you hear about the Lakeside cheer legacy all the time. Like even when you're like a kid and you're in middle school or primary, like they still talk about that. And so like where I used to live, that wasn't really a thing to like win big competitions. Like no team there was like super good. And so I just kind of had fun doing it.
Stop walking so fast. I'm sorry. I know, I'm excited.
Whenever I started cheer, I was in like 4th grade, and I was so bad. All my friends could do handstands and I couldn't, and I couldn't do a cartwheel right, and it took like literally like 4 years to be able to do round off right, but my parents made me stick with it, and I did not want to keep doing it. I was like, can I just like do dance or something? And they made me do it, and I'm really glad they did, because I don't know what I would do without it. I just spend so much time doing it. It's like my life now.
We waited 2 years for this, so we're finally getting it. I'm never taking this off. Literally, when I get my ring, I'm never taking it off. We're about to get our ring. Wait, over here.
I want to thank everybody for being here today. We recognize our cheerleaders for their 18th state championship.
And all you out there, you keep expecting awesome things from Lakeside Cheerleading. This team, this new team is amazing. Courtney West.
Fifth grade, like I barely had a like back handspring. Like if even a back walkover, let's be real. If even a back walkover, like I would have never expected me to like win a state championship. Like that is such a big title, and I'm so happy like our team like actually like lived up to that title. And I don't know, it's just kind of crazy because I mean like I won nationals, but like at the time I was like, I don't even know what nationals is. Like I was like, I got a jacket that says national champion, but like it didn't really mean anything. But now like I actually like won a state title and it means something, like I actually know what it means, and like I'll actually have something like I can wear like all the time.
Amazing. Look, we got HB.
We've been waiting a long time, and especially for my juniors, they were very anxious because they felt like they missed out on their sophomore year, and I think this is going to be a great incentive for next year. I'm excited about next year's team, and we're working hard, and we've got a lot of good ninth graders coming up, so we expect the legacy to continue. Lakeside Cheerleading legacy will continue.
our state ring because we know we won.
I actually love this team. Like, that's how it is. Like, everyone's, Haley, you can't agree with me. The Haleys.
This is ours. We did this.
Streepey Swan, and I'm here to say, hey, this is Swan.
Bought a wild Coach Morton.
I touched it. I don't know how to clean it.
I just love my team, and I'm so happy about the state championship, and there's no other feeling in the world. And I'm just happy and so overjoyed that we love each other the way that we do. And Judy Money Making Martin. Bye.